The worst thing I've ever done as a neurodivergent person is be excited about something and let someone make me feel stupid for it. So now I don't tell people things. I finish a book. I don't tell anyone. I hit a goal I've been chasing for a year. I say nothing. I make a sandwich and go back to work. And I want to be clear. It's not a secret. I'm not being humble. I'm not even being mysterious. I just don't offer it up anymore. Somewhere along the way, I stopped handing people the good stuff. And I want to talk about why. Because if you do this too, you may not understand why, because I don't think anyone has ever explained it to you. So let me explain it. And I need you to stick with me because there's a specific moment I'm going to describe to you in a minute that I think may have happened to you too. And you might just not remember it yet. So here's the thing nobody tells you. It only takes once. You were a kid or a teenager, or honestly, it doesn't matter how old you are. You were lit up about something. The real kind, the whole body kind, where you can't even get the words out fast enough. That's how excited you are. Where you found something and you had to show somebody right now because it was too good to hold on your own. And you showed them and they looked at you like you were a dog that was proud of a stick you'd picked up. And it wasn't cruel. That's the part that gets to you. If it had been cruel, you could have filed it under they were mean and then moved on. But it wasn't cruel. It was just a flat little an eyebrow, that's what you're so worked up about, a tiny, quiet, flattening over in half a second, and they probably don't even remember doing it. But something in you took notes. And if you're neurodivergent, you know that face better than you know your own face. Because we don't get excited at a normal volume. We get excited loud. We get excited about things that other people think are small. We bring the exact same wattage to a really good pen as we do to an actual life event. And the world has a lot of opinions about how much is too much. You found out early that your enthusiasm was a volume that other people found inappropriate. So you turned it down and then you maybe even turned it off. And here's what I need you to understand because this part took me years to see. The excitement didn't die. That's just what everyone assumes. They think you just got older, calmed down, matured. But no, the excitement is very much still there. You still feel it. You finish the thing, and for 1/2 second, there's a spark. The real thing, the old thing. And then a second feeling arrives, faster than the first one, and it clamps down before the first spark even finishes lighting. The second feeling is the memory of that face. And you got really good at that clamp. You got so good at it that you stopped noticing you were even doing it. Now it's just automatic. Good things happen, spark, clamp, and then silence. All in under a second. And you don't even feel like you're hiding anymore. It just feels like that's who you are. Let me tell you what this actually looks like from the outside. You achieve something that genuinely took you months. And your instinct, your very first instinct, is to tell no one. You sit with it alone. You keep this quiet little ledger of wins that nobody ever clapped for because clapping needs an audience. And you fired your audience years ago. And when people do find out, they find out sideways. Weeks later, the way you find out that someone moved to a new apartment. Oh, you did that? When? And you go, yeah, a while ago. Real casual, like it was nothing. Like it didn't cost you everything to get it done. And you tell yourself you don't need the recognition. You're not doing it for anyone else. You're not the kind of person who needs applause, which is true. And it's also a thing you started telling yourself right after it stopped being safe to want it. Both of those are true at the same time. And the worst part, the actual worst part, isn't the silence. It's that nobody around you has any idea. They think you're fine. They think you're just private. They think you're not really a sharer. They have genuinely no idea that there used to be a version of you who could not wait to tell them things, who called people the second something good happened, who lit up a room, and that version got embarrassed into hiding one afternoon a long time ago and just never came back out. And I will tell you something, I still catch myself doing it. I want to be honest about that because I'm not going to sit here and pretend I fixed it and now I announce my good news with a marching band. I finished a book this year, a whole book, months of work. And my very first instinct, the very first thing I felt was to say nothing. Sit with how strange that is. To make an entire thing alone over months and months and feel that accomplishment and that flinch land at that exact same moment. To not be able to tell the pride and the fear apart anymore because they literally show up holding hands. So here's the only thing I've figured out that actually helps a little bit. And it's pretty small. I started telling people small things first. Not the big stuff. I'm not there yet. Small stuff. I made a good dinner. I finished a thing I'd been putting off. Low stakes. Stuff that if someone gives me that face, it won't gut me. And I watch what happens. And most of the time, nobody gives me the face. And that's the part I want you to take with you. If you do this, if you've listened to this whole thing, thinking to yourself, she's describing my entire life, I need you to know the face that shut you up back then is probably not even around anymore. It's a recording. It's old. And you've been letting a recording decide what you're allowed to be happy out loud about. You're allowed to want people to be glad for you. Wanting that is the most normal thing in the world. You just met the wrong face on the wrong day. Once when you were too young to know it was them and not you. Anyway, if this is the first time that someone's described what goes on inside your head like this, that's kind of the whole point of what I do here. This is the place where the stuff you thought was just your weird private personality turns out to have a name and turns out to be a lot of us. So subscribe and stick around. I put these out every week. And go tell someone one good thing today. Just a small one. You can even drop it in the comment section so we can celebrate you. Start there. And that's about it for today's video. So I will see you in the next one.